production.
Yeah. Okay.
A bit emotion, but production.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, folks, classes and other stuff doesn't start until Monday, so you got me for another week. But so you guys are probably wondering, Bugsy, why do you like? Because a lot of you have been asking me, why do I think Forces is gonna have a good story? Because it has everything I and a few other people want. I know it's like hard for some of you to understand because some of you either don't know about the comics, you're not well versed in it, or some of you don't even know who I am. You just lump it in with Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. But the reason I like Sonic, Sonic I.M. in the Archie comics later down the line, where shit got serious, is because it raised the stakes for Sonic. Sonic got challenged. Sonic was put in positions he didn't even really want to be in, but he had to do it anyway for the greater good. Sonic was being tested, and when you really read Endgame, even though Endgame is a very flawed story, I'm not telling you that it isn't, but I'm telling you, you get the best moments out of Sonic just because. Like, you get the best character moments out of Sonic. The fact that he's at this point, he lost Sally. He got framed for a crime he didn't commit. And he's just busting out. And then he fights Robotnik in that fight. Oh my god, the most epic fight in the comics history. No other fight, like, the only fight that's kind of like that one is the Robotnik Victorious arc, where Robotnik actually has the upper hand on Sonic. That's good on a multitude of levels because we're always used to seeing Robotnik get beat down, Robotnik getting his ass kicked, Sonic throwing out the insults. But that was thrown on its head. Robotnik's the one dishing out the insults, beating the ever-loving shit out of Sonic. And even though Sonic puts up a good fight, he still gets his ass handed to him. That's something we'll never see in the game. That's something we'll never truly see in the games. Because the games have these status quos that they have to fulfill. And even when Sega Japan started digging their hands into it, they wanted to keep that status quo, And that's the thing about Archie comics. We had, a lot of us would bitch and moan and complain when Sally was gonna die, or all this other shit that was happening. And even like, Ian Flynn used his other M comic, and he put it in the story. And a lot of people were pissed off about that. I was like, okay, he gets to put an element of his fan work in his fucking story. What? Who the fuck cares? It's actually pretty cool. I didn't know Interjack can suck the souls out of people like he's Shang Tsung, but that's kind of fucking cool. And the Silver arc. Oh my god, when I started getting the comics, the Silver arc was way past me. I don't even think we'll ever get any reprints of those stories. But I do love the Silver arc. I'm not fucking kidding. I do love the Silver arc because we really get to see what Silver could have been if they would have just given him what they could have given him if the writers actually gave a damn. If the writers actually gave a damn about Silver, basically. So, what I'm trying to say. Like, if the writers actually gave two shits about Silver, and they actually wrote him in a kind of good way. Like, he's, and like, the Sonic comics, he's not as gullible. I mean, he is a little gullible, but they don't show that too much because that's the reason why people don't like Silver, because they thought he was way too gullible, and then people will say like his gameplay is bad. No, his gameplay was alright. They just needed to fix it. You know, they need to make it a little bit more fun. That's the thing. But then people want to bitch and moan and complain that like certain Sonic games are getting delayed, and I'm like, you want another 06? Like, that's the thing. So I'm glad we're gonna get like Sonic Forces in November. Also, Anne's coming for her birthday, so there's gonna be a lot more videos coming from me and her at the same time. So, boom, be prepared for that. But like I said, folks, you know, that's why I like Silver's story arc, because Silver gets pushed, Silver gets tested, and we see him fight against the most powerful villain in the Sonic comics other than Nagus. I mean, you can kind of say Mammoth Mogul's in that range as well, but Interjack to me is the most powerful villain in the RG comics, because like just the way Interjack basically is, you know, and the fact that he's in this future and he's sucking the souls out of people, like all Shang Tsung style and shit. I'm like, wow. But you know, that's why I like stuff like that. And now we get to the crown jewel of this video, Murder of Me, where we find out that Sonic and Shadow and Silver are not descendants, kind of descendants or reincarnated versions of the gods of Mobius, or whatever this. I think it is Mobius in here, and they fight this other god-like character, which I'm forgetting the name of right now. And there's a little subplot with Sonic and him not being able to run as fast as he used to because he got shot in the leg, got shot in the foot, and his own like family and friends turning against him. It's so good. And people like don't like those kinds of stories because they feel like it's unneeded for a blue cartoon hedgehog. But personally, I think I feel like these stories can work. Some of you have to understand that just because you don't like the story in something, that doesn't mean anybody else has your same point of view. You know, like how we all think that the Emoji Movie sucks because that's like a consensus thing. We all think that it sucks. We've all watched it. Me and the guys can watch it for like at least 10 minutes. It was fucking horrible, guys. I didn't know that the first 10 minutes of the Emoji Movie would be that painful, but it was, and I was like, shit, nah, I'm bouncing. Fuck this, freaking Sony. I'll let you guys just don't. Like, I'm scared. I'm literally scared for the Sonic movie now. I am legit scared because, like, I want this to do well, and I want people to stop looking at Sonic as he's some sort of laughing stock, like he's the butt of everybody's jokes. You know? I don't think, you know, like, Toon Critic wants this, like, self-aware, sort of self-parody of Sonic, and I just like how Sonic Boom is, but I don't think that works. That doesn't really work. If you want that, make a Sonic Boom movie. You know? I think with Sonic, we need something a little bit more solid. We need something a little bit more, well, I wouldn't say grounded in realism, but grounded enough so where it's actually good. And I know that kind of conflicts with a lot of people, but I feel like Sonic has been the goofy clown long enough, you know? He's been the goofy clown long enough, and I think it's about time for Sonic to actually be taken seriously. Not too seriously, but seriously enough to warrant a kind of dark story with lighter elements. And certain Sonic trolls are like, that isn't what we want. That isn't what we want to see. Well, well, you're a small majority of people. All of us want this. Some of you want like goofier stuff, but some of us that have been longtime fans and knows that this series can be dark, but also hopeful as well. We want something like that. You know, we want something like that, but nothing too dark or, you know, too edgy like someone's freaking fanfic gone awry. But something that fits Sonic. Fits Sonic, and also the severity of the situation that he's in. That's the thing that we want. And that's why I feel like Forces is kind of supplying. And this is why I like Murder Me, because stakes are raised. Sonic isn't like the revered icon that he is inside his universe, which we all know he is. He's kind of hated in this universe. Well, not hated, but hated by his family and friends and stuff like that. And the fact that they implement Bunny and Antoine in this story, that made me happy, because at least at the end of the day, even if they never come back to these new IDW comics that they're making, at least I know that Bunny and Antoine, outside my own project, have a home in this story. That makes me happy. Because even though the vast majority of people who love Sonic will never know these characters, we will. That's good enough for me. Here's something that Sonic Forces Sucks said. Sega and Sonic Team don't get the essence of Sonic. Personally, for a while, I could agree with you. If you were talking about colors, Lost World, I could agree with you. But I feel like right now, for us modern fans, this is what we want out of Sonic going forward. Sure, if we get a 2D series that runs alongside the main 3D games, I'll be cool with that. Sonic Mania just needs to stick with the tone that it sticks with. And guys, we can say like, oh, Sonic Mania is not gonna get a sequel. Dude, it's doing way too well for people for them not to get it a sequel. Even though IGN is a bunch of fucking hacks and they're like, do you guys just want to do you guys want to be there when Sonic just dies and just laugh and laugh and laugh? Because for some of you, you all need to know, Sonic ain't going nowhere, okay? As much as you all want to hate him, as much as you all want to just see his series die, and us Sonic fans just go by the wayside, we're not going anywhere, and Sonic's not going anywhere. Deal with it. You know? Deal with it. You know? And, for those Sonic trolls, I'll say another thing. You guys are the most pathetic YouTubers. Well, since it's just one person doing 2 accounts, he's the most pathetic YouTuber in the world. Because, god dang, whining and moaning about Sonic, but not adding anything concrete. That's funny. Because it's like all these other little trolls that think that they know shit when they actually don't. And they don't do it where, some trolls do it and I know that they're clearly joking. Some do. Some actually even go out and say, I'm just doing this as kind of a joke. But these two, well, this one, I just feel like he doesn't. He's not doing it for a joke. He's just being a dick for the sake of being a dick. And, on this channel now, I'm not gonna give these trolls any more power than they already think that they have. Because at the end of the day, if they get out of the YouTube, what are they? Just random smucks that just talk about Sonic on the internet. And that's the reason. I just feel like there's no point trying to. And guys, I know you want me to go after them again and again and again and again, but there's no point because it's just a pointless battle. It's a battle in futility, basically. You can't try to fight. You can't try to fight or reason with these guys because all they got are shitty little remarks that don't really mean anything, and they just want to throw that back at you because they don't want to. They don't want to grow. They don't want to change. And they'll make these little videos, and they'll talk about how he'll make this little video saying that we're all autistic, we don't know what we're talking about, Sega's lying to us, all this shit. If I really wanted to listen to someone paranoid, I'd talk to Doug again. But at least Doug is entertaining. At least my friend Doug is entertaining. But, that's just how it is. And I shouldn't be giving these boring holes any more of my time, energy, or just even a little bit of their acknowledgement, because by acknowledging them, I'm just making it even worse. So guys, if I ever rant, I'm doing it one time. Maybe two if I really feel like it. But I feel like 3 is going overboard. I just wanted to tell you guys that too. Also, I'm trying to ease up on the rants because, I'm trying to get everything together for reasons, and I don't want a certain network to think that I just rant and this is all I do. But it's not. Or I make baseless claims and I can't really back them up, but I just rebound with everybody being ass backwards and condescending, or just being a straight up whiner and just whining about forces, and then going back on what I said, and then say I only do it out of passion. I'm just trying to, I'm gonna try and ease up on the rants. But I will like to do videos like this because I get to talk to you guys about, and here's really the discussion. Do you guys really think that Sonic doesn't need a serious story? Do you want something a little bit more goofy? Or are you one of those people where Sonic doesn't need a story? He just needs to spin around and do loop-de-loops, and you won't care if Sonic doesn't have a story. Personally, though, I feel like Sonic does need a story. Sonic needs a story that grows up with its audience. I feel like those stories are the most impactful. Like, look at Digimon Try. It's like Digimon grew up with us. It doesn't treat you like a kid. They throw some serious issues and topics in there. And I feel like Sonic needs to do the same. I mean, yeah, let's have Sonic crack out like the occasional one-liner in a few scenes. Like let's not let him lose what he is. But let that not be the focal point of the stuff. Let's not play it as a really cheesy samurai cartoon. Let's play it as the story it needs to be. Because I feel like Forces needs to be a story that we all can enjoy, no matter what it is, no matter what side of Sonic we like. Because if you guys want more of a sillier, goofier Sonic, watch Sonic Boom. If you want something that has a little bit of story, even though that Mania does tie into forces. sorry. Like, a lot of people were saying that I was wrong for that, and I'm like, yeah, I knew it was right. I knew. But none of you guys wanted to believe me. I told you I was right, but you didn't believe me. Why didn't you believe me? You guys think about it. But, like, I'm kind of happy about that. Because either way it goes, guys, we Sonic fans that actually just want the best out of Sonic, we finally get that 2 times this year. And I feel like the custom character thing is gonna be good. I don't really think it's gonna be a bad thing. I just feel like people make a big deal out of nothing. And I think that the story will be pretty cool too, because if I'm correct about Infinite, if I'm truly, honest to God, correct about Infinite, this story is gonna be a lot deeper than we all expected it to be. And that's all I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get you guys to, like, at least, think about what I'm trying to say, instead of just you guys trying to throw it back in my face or hit me with a dislike. Because hitting me with a dislike just proves you weren't even trying to listen. You were just like, the moment I open my mouth about Sonic, fuck no, I don't want to listen to that. And I'm like, why did you click on this video then if you wanted to just dislike me for no reason? Yeah. But personally, I just feel like, I think Sonic Forces looks like it has all the elements of what we all want for a Sonic game. And, Sonic's friends has started the Resistance, kind of like the game's version of the Freedom Fighters. And I just, it's not like, I enjoy it. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying these concepts that they're putting down. And it's not just them it's not just Sonic's friends that are in the Resistance. Other anthropomorphic animals are in there too. And it just makes Sonic's world more big, more alive, more like a living, breathing world. Because don't get me wrong, I love Sonic Adventure with the humans and all, but I feel like Sonic should have more like Mobians and animals in his world too. Like humans and Mobians, or just anthropomorphic animals, because the game doesn't call them Mobians, just existing, coexisting together. Because that's what the comic did. That's what the comic did, and I feel like that's where we need to go with Sonic. We need Sonic to move forward, not back. Like, you can have him move back to do the 2D games, and that can be its own line of games. But for the 3D games, we need Sonic's story, Sonic's everything to move forward instead of just moving back, because we all are afraid of 3D Sonic games. We're afraid to change. We need to move forward with Sonic, not backwards. And guys, that if they didn't like Sonic, if they didn't like, if people didn't like Sonic Mania, I mean, GameSplain's probably gave it a good old review, and some other reviewers gave it some good old review, gave it a good old score too. But I feel like IGN, when Forces comes out, they are gonna roast this game. They are gonna fucking roast it. It's gonna be one of the games that they're gonna fucking roast and just keep on roasting. You know? To me, was Sonic ever good? Yes. Yes, to me, he was. Yeah, they were trying different things. Yes, they were trying different approaches. And yeah, some of them didn't yield the results that they wanted. But I felt like with every mistake, with every misstep, Sonic was moving closer to what we really wanted it to be. And maybe, just maybe, it's getting to that point. It's getting to that point where I think a lot of us will understand. And if you don't, well, you just want to be set in your ways and still just cling on to that part of Sonic that does kind of exist, but it's probably just a one-time only thing. And if not, you know, you just want to cling on to the ideal of your ideal Sonic game that's never going to happen. Because Sonic Team can't read your mind. You want Sonic to be this, some of you want Sonic to be this and that and the third, but it's not gonna be what you want it to be. Sonic Team is trying. Sega is trying. But none of you want to see it as that. That's the real big problem with the Sonic fan base, and the real big problem with people that just don't like Sega. You guys don't want to see Sega and you don't want to see Sega and Sonic Team do well. You just want to see them fuck up, and then just constantly comment on it, fuck it up. Some of you do, you know, and I think for once, Sega's giving us what we want both times. Because I looked at Sonic Mania last night. I looked at the freaking bosses, and I was like, this fucking shit blew my mind. I mean, one of the Hardwell heavies even turns into Team Hooligan, which is Fang, Bean, and Bark. Which, like, even though I wouldn't say they're actually there, and sorry if that's a spoiler for those of you that haven't played it yet. I should just probably put like spoilers in the title. But yeah, they're in there, and it's just cool because they know we want these characters back in the games. Now, I'm not gonna say Azuka sucks, because honestly, we wouldn't have gotten the Sonic games we gotten without Azuka. Do I think he's right all the fucking time? No. He said that Sonic, there's a modern dimension and a classic dimension. I don't really know. I don't really think, in my mind, there is no modern dimension, classic dimension. Now there is because of Sonic Mania. You know? But I think of those more as different timelines, different dimensions and different timelines. I don't think there's one classic dimension, one modern dimension. I think that the Sonic Mania Sonic is from a different dimension where everything kind of progresses after Sonic and Knuckles, and then after SNK, you know, Sonic 3 and Knuckles. I mean, Sonic SK3 in the actual timeline, we just move on to we move on to Sonic Adventure. You know? So yeah, I see them more as different timelines and not different dimensions. Because if it was a different dimension, Green Hill would look, you know, or maybe even a parallel dimension. I can go that route with that. That's how I feel. That's what I think. And you know, I just wanted to come at you guys a little bit more calmer. Because my video I did before I left for Disneyland, I just kind of let you all have it. To me, I'm not going to delete it because it really does encapsulate some of my feelings towards you guys when it comes to like Sonic. But I want to come at you guys a little bit more calmer because I want to try a calmer approach than me just constantly saying, fuck this, fuck you, fuck. You know? At least I'm trying, you know? At least I'm trying to make an effort. You know? And that's the thing. God dang, I was going to talk about Murder of Me, but I went on to the Sonic stuff. I diverted it into, like, stories I want for Sonic. I kind of want our custom character to come back. I know it's too early, but if y'all can freaking just say, I think Sonic Mania is gonna suck, I reserve the right to say, yeah. If our character is gonna go the way I think he's gonna go, I want him to return. Not because I want to make just like straight up tie-in stories to Sonic Freedom Fighters. Now that is something I kind of want to do, but it's not directly. It's not like I just want that for that reason. I feel like having your character in some of these Sonic games would be kind of cool. You know, I think it would be kind of fun. Some of us that want a custom created character in a Sonic game, I feel like we can do it. We can do it, guys, if they make a Sonic MMO. Something I've been talking about for a few years now, because I feel like it could happen. If the planets do align and the stars are right in the sky, I feel like Sega would do that. That way we can have that way the people who want custom created characters and missions and stuff like an MMO could actually have that. And it doesn't have to affect the main games. I mean, you can if you wanted to, but I feel like no one would want that. But I feel like Sonic Forces, its story, its approach, the fact that it's having a custom created character, I feel like it's testing the waters. It's testing the waters of what a modern game is going to be in the future. That's what I see. But that's all I pretty much have to say about it on the matter. You know, guys, I just want to tell you that, you know, you guys, you know, some of you are cool, and I want you all to know that. Some of you are awesome. Others kind of make me wonder, why are you even talking about a game series you know nothing about or like in the slightest? But then you want to make it like you've always been there, but then make contradictory statements about it. You know, guys, that's the thing. That's the thing I like most of you because you actually do think, and the people who actually do watch my videos, you actually do talk to me, and you actually do want to hear what I gotta say, and I thank you for that. I appreciate every last one of you. But the others, Twip, Nerdword, and a few other people that I ain't gonna mention here, you guys just constantly, you guys want all this stuff, but as soon as it comes to you, you're all ready. You guys want to whine, piss, moan about it, and you don't even want to give it a chance. You know, freaking Mr. Nerdword, you know, he freaking whined, moaned about it, and then like tried to retract his little statement from what he did in that freaking stream, and it's up now. It's still up. And sorry, my voice cracked a little bit. I'm going through second puberty, guys. I'm going through second puberty. But the stream that I talk about constantly is still up. So if you guys want to go see that, train wreck, go right ahead. It's just, it's really bad. You guys really need to prepare yourselves. You're about to hear a man whine and moan for like an hour just because he didn't know what he wants to be. He didn't know what he wants. And I'm like, how can you, like, for some people, I'm just like, how can you tell that? How can you tell that from one trailer? Now, I'm a Sonic fan, but even I think that's kind of ridiculous. You can't judge something, you know, like I always say, you can't judge something purely on one trailer. You know, saying it that bad, and then he retracts it, like, and everybody was like surprised, like, ooh, maybe, like, it looks like it's gonna have more story. And I'm like, I'm just sitting there whenever, like, when most of the Sonic YouTubers said that, other than the ones that were actually like, yeah, this is gonna have story, but like the ones that just were on the fence and like they're like, oh, it's gonna have story, and I'm like, well, no, duh. What did you think it was gonna have? Fucking Sonic and Tails Sonic and Tails love story? Like, that's, you know. But I will say this: Sonic Mania sucks. Of like, oh well, the story's gonna be all like this. It's gonna be all tongue in cheek, and Tails is gonna die. It's like, did you hear the sound? Or blah blah blah. Did you hear the bump sound? He died. I'm like, dude, you don't even know how the story's gonna turn out. And I think Pontac and Graf understand that they can't have free reign like they did with Sonic, with Sonic Lost World and Colors. They can't have free reign, and they know this. So that's why they're trying to give it their best and actually show us that they actually can make a serious story. You know, I'm hopeful. That's the thing. I'm hopeful and I'm optimistic. I don't want to think that it's going to be another 06. I want to believe that it can be better. Because I guess I'm the only fan that really thinks that way. I'm the only fan that really wants to think that Sonic can actually be more than what he is, and you know, it's all up to the writers. You know? Instead of us like constantly bickering and fighting about Sonic stuff, you know, I would really like us all to come together as a community, as a fan base, and as a community, and just say, you know, I love Sonic, you love Sonic. Let's just be happy about it. You know. Let's just wait until the story. Wait until the game and the story are given to us, and then we'll think about it as we will. You know? And I'm not gonna get on anybody for hating on Sonic Forces when they review it, because honestly, you can think what you want to think. The only thing I'm really mad at are people that just want to judge this game before it comes out, and want to just write it off as like Sega not trying or Sega not understanding us, when actually they do. And I don't envy Sonic Team. Like, I feel bad for Sonic Team and Sega, because they have to deal with all of us and our demands and shit. And Aaron Weber, bless his soul, has to deal with everybody like saying all this shit to him. Like, Aaron Weber, you know, people may say you suck or blah 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 blah, but man, to me, you rock. And your memes, sir, they are excellent. They are excellent. Mwah! They're good and delicious and a little bit spicy. And also for Sonic Mania sucks, because yeah, I am talking about them, but I'm not gonna do I'm not doing it in the way that I normally do it. For you guys that constantly say that Aaron Weber sucks, you know, I want to see you guys create a Sonic game since you wanna be bullshitting. You know, I want to see you guys actually create a Sonic game. I want to see you make music. I want to see you make levels. I want to see what you have to offer, what you can do. That's what I want to see. Like, seriously, I want to see you guys actually make levels. I want to see you guys actually make a Sonic game. That's what I'm gonna see. That's what I want to see. Because you guys want to talk. You guys want to fucking talk about how Sonic Team and Aaron Weber and Izuka suck. I want to see from you, how would you make a Sonic game? Okay? That's my little challenge to you. Make a video talking about what you would want in a Sonic game, instead of just you guys constantly complaining and moaning. See, this is what I want to do. I want to give you a challenge. I want to give you an actual honest-to-God challenge. And you probably won't take it, but it pretty much shows what kind of person you really are when it comes right down to it. But hey, I'm done, guys. And really, the discussion for today is, what do you want from a Sonic story? Do you want it to be more funny? Do you want it to be goofy? Do you want it to be serious? Do you want it to break the fourth wall numerous times? What do you want? Because I really want to hear from you guys, the true Sonic fans. What do you feel that Sonic needs to be in this day and age? What do you feel like the tone of Sonic needs to be? That's what I want to know. I'm Bugsy. I'm Bugsy, your favorite chaotic YouTuber. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.
You watching the Big 3 Bucks Network?
Yeah. Okay.
You watching the Big 3 Bucks Network?
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, check out the channel for Chaos Flow.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, check out the channel for Chaos Flow.
Yeah.